Thank you.
What did you look at your hair? My God!
Well,
What the f?
I can't smell it, man.
Yeah, you can't f***ing smell it, but we f***ing can.
What's up with you?
What's ABS?
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
What's that?
Make his chest look bigger.
Pushing his arms out.
Getting more and more used to the bike. Feeling more comfortable every time, so wasn't sure I was going to be this morning after it rained really heavy last night, and track's alright. Slipping and sliding around, feel like I'm ice skating on it, but seems the same for everyone, so. In FP1 I actually had a purple sector, which means you're fastest in that sector, sector 3, which is pretty cool, like second proper time on the bike, so that was cool. Just topping a sector, little wins, you know, that's cool.
Well done, mate.
Sweet that, wasn't it?
Lovely. Is that the fastest you've ever been round it?
I don't know.
I think it might be. 29.5, is it?
Yeah, what was that? Lap
I don't do
record?
29 on a stock, I don't think.
They maybe did this year on slicks,
But only because the new
yeah, only
surface.
because of
I don't think you.
the new service and slicks.
Yeah, I don't think you've done that before.
Was it 30s?
I think so. That sounds fast to me. 29.5. Feel, I bet, pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like, loads more to come.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that. Yeah. Gotta be smiling, mate. It's really good. Really good.
He tried the SEX and honestly wasn't a fan. Did go a little bit quicker. Did 4 lap times identical to each other. Got into the 28.9, and I did 4 28.9s in a run. So that was good. We got consistency, but I want to go back to the SE0 tomorrow, the harder option tyre in free practice 3, and see how we can persist with that.
We're going.
FP3. Way too early in the morning for me. 9:30. Before 9:30. Not good.
Oh! How was quali?
Quali was sketchy. Started raining just before the start of quali. It got delayed 5 minutes. Saying lack of grip or change of conditions around the circuit or something. So went out for Q1 on inters. On my outlap I thought, you know what, it's not the best choice. Put slicks in and risk it for a biscuit, and came in straight away on my outlap, put slicks in, went back out. Session's only 10 minutes, 12 minutes long, so didn't have long. When I went back out, 8 minutes or something by the time I got back out to put a lap in. Managed to go P2 in Q1, so that was getting me through to Q2, which is cool. 2 out of 2 to Q2 so far with a new team, so that's cool. And then knew I could go better, knew I could put a better lap together really in Q2, and didn't have a tow either, and just tried to get out there and put a lap in by myself. Managed to get down. I was actually on a better lap at the end, but just messed up the last sector a little bit and lost the time. But down to 28.4, which I was really happy with. Just outside the top 10. Finished 11th, 12th, 12th. Finished 12th, and yeah, I'm honestly over the moon with that. It means we can get away with that group at the start of the race and see how we get on. Sprint race this afternoon. Let's go.
Race 1, baby.
Race 1, baby. Afternoon. It's raining, not slicks, so I'll wait and see really what's going to happen. Yeah, good. Come on, mate. We'll see. Yeah, I'll go. Nothing. I've stayed on. I've just struggled this a couple of times last year. It's like a bicep strain, so.
I always get that,
yeah.
Left, like a bicep down craner.
Yeah.
I always get that.
Yes. Did your bike blow up or what?
Fuel line came off.
Oh, no way.
Mate, started 6 on the grid. Fuel line came off. It's gutted.
I was gutted for you when I seen you on the wall like that.
Yeah, 13th isn't too bad though. So you only go back 6 places, so.
Oh, really?
Get another go at it, suppose.
Yeah,
it's better than water as well.
Race 2 wasn't as bad as it looks right here. It was another sketchy race. Rained halfway through, spitting most of the way through. We're on slicks. But it's in the mix around 12th, 13th, 14th. There's lots of incidences in the race, lots of people crashing because conditions were sketchy. But we finished 14th. Okay. I didn't have such scrawny little biceps.
And some guns. Just going to gently move here. Should let us move more than before. It should be a bit. It should be a bit less sensitive, but it's deep in there. So it feels a bit, you know, a bit. Yeah.
That's really close.
It's really close.
I don't like it. You definitely put it on 0.5.
I haven't actually.
Oh.
So it's really close, right up your nose. You look pretty though, so it's nice.
No, thanks. You know, it's like rest on this one.
On the hook.
Good last race. A wet one.
I'm taking a goodbye video.
Bye. Feel dead. Dead morning. Long weekend.
And the nicest weather it's been. No, you're not racing.
Always is. Okay. Big supermoto race next weekend. Looking forward to it. Even though I feel knackered right now, I think I'll be good by then.
How's your arm?
My arm's sore. Pulled my bicep a little bit. Everybody seems to struggle with it here at Donington with a big direction change at Craner, but it's probably me riding a little bit tense as well with getting used to the new bike and wanting to do well. But finishing off the weekend with the top 10, I'm over the moon with that, to be honest. Top 10, considering we didn't expect nothing this year. It was literally just everything this year is just learning, ready for next year. But to be inside the top 10 in my second time with the team is really good. So really looking forward to Brands in 2 weeks. See if we can keep progressing and yeah, see what we can do.
People should watch the races from this weekend, shouldn't they?
You really should. not even to watch me, in all honesty.
The drama.
The race and the drama this weekend has been carnage. If you haven't watched Brit Superbikes from Donington Park this weekend, go back and watch it. Find it somewhere. Go watch that footage because it's mental. There's a lot more people in the mix now. They've been a lot closer as well without Leon's blow up in the last race, and it's all exciting. If you're considering going to Brands the last round, go, because it's going to go off there. It's going to be mental. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to be a part of it. Hopefully I can get in the mix and stir things up a little bit more even. We'll see. Mete first. Superbiker. Superbiker. Let's go.
Bye.
Bye.
Stop crunching. You can do that. I'll allow it.
I'm Davey Todd and welcome to my crib. 1 bedroom, 1 fridge. Let's see what's in the fridge. Nice. Sriracha mayo. Oat milk. Can't live without a Huel. 1 kitchenette area. Sofa. 79-inch flat screen TV. Soundbar. Look at the fire. Oh, blue flames! This is where the magic happens. Ensuite bathroom. Check it out. It's not wet. Around the other side. Built-in closet. You see my crib. You watch my TV. Seen in my fridge. And get out. Give me that. Did you tune?
Give me that one.
Yeah. I've talked about that.
Are we?
I don't know. A lot of people asking questions actually about tattoos. I got some coordinates on my arm just here. TT start line coordinates. Just the best place on earth. Where else would there be coordinates for? It's nothing exciting at all. It's my date of birth. In case I forget.
Nice.
Tattoo. Sacrifice in Old English. A lot of people look at it and because it's in like a really weird Old English font. Say what? The question I often get asked about that is what language is it in? And it's in English if you actually look closely. But it says sacrifice. It's basically relating to bike racing, and it's about all the sacrifices that I've made to get to do what I love doing. I sacrificed a lot throughout my life to be able to get to live my dream and race motorbikes and be successful at it, and It's something that's important to me as well. For anybody who doesn't know, Davey was my best mate and my teammate in 2019 at the TT. I was riding for Penn's 13 BMW, and Davey was killed in the first race, in the first Superbike race. And he always, like you guys have sort of done, he always asked me about my tattoos. He never had any tattoos, and would ask about a few of them, and he would always say that I really wanted to get a tattoo, and was saying that the tattoo he was going to get was dog tags, with the name of his wife and kid on. So when he was killed in the crash, I got dog tags with his name on it.
One man wolf pack.
Yeah, I got 2. It's like basically means 2 out of 3. My dad has 1 out of 3. I've got 2 out of 3, and my brother has 3 out of 3. So, comment on the differences you feel regarding suspension, throttle, braking, and rider ergonomics on the BMW versus the Honda. There's a lot of differences. It's just totally different. Honestly, the BM to the Honda, I think every bike has its fors and againsts, and it works in different ways. It has its strengths and weaknesses, but specifically the BM stops really good, and it's always been one of my strengths, braking and braking late. So that really plays to my strength. I still need to take more time to get used to it. Throttle response as such, it's just the way the bike is mapped by the team. The same as the engine brake, it's fully adjustable. Like, you can adjust bikes to be totally different, and then you set up totally different. Again, it's not like I'm riding 2 standard bikes here, those super bikes. So it's a faster bike, but it actually feels slower because of the throttle. How the throttle actually comes in is much softer, so it's easier to ride than the Honda previous. So the air I do feel like I can feel help me, but the softer throttle response also helps things like spin and wheelie. But then I feel like the wings actually help put a little bit of weight on the front. I think it'll really show its strengths at the place like the TT, where you have really fast corners. But I feel like the wings help stop the bike wheeling so much. They should do the size of the things. You know, it's like a jumbo jet, isn't it? Fighter jet. Fighter jet sounds cool. And I'm just trying to adjust and not change too much on the bike. The team are obviously fine tuning it to my riding style and to suit me, but it's in the window, it's there or thereabouts, and I'm still learning before changing the bike too much.
Now after this vlog, people are going to ask who Cameron is.
Cameron's a little dweeb that hangs around here sometimes. Cameron Dawson, he raced a Superstock 600. Great kid, to be honest. Is like, feels like a younger brother or something that been trying to look after for a few seasons now and point him in the right direction with stuff, and he's going really well. He's junior super sport champion a few years ago, and now won his first stock 600 race just a couple of weeks ago at Alton. So he's doing really well, and he's funny to have around because he's weird. What collection of bikes do you have in your garage? C90 in the garage, and my, very soon we'll have another one, but CRF 450 motocross bike. But then got a new KTM 450 motocross bike. Hopefully we'll get out on that soon and get some cool footage of the new KTM 24 KTM. So cool. And then in the house, in the living room, I got a 1996 CR500, which who doesn't want a CR500 in life? They're like the coolest bikes of all time. 1993 Honda CR250. That was the first old bike that I bought. I've said my entire life I wanted a 93 CR250 because I grew up watching Jeremy McGrath videos. Was just my hero as a kid. Like, it was a bit before I was born, before my time really, but my dad had loads of videos, Jeremy Showtime McGrath, and I just watched the videos over and over and over and over again, and I knew it word by word, like every single one of them. And I've said for years now, if I could ever get to the point where I could buy a 93 CR250, I'd love to have one that looks exactly like his championship winning one, 1993, first year on a 250. He won AMA Supercross title. I'm a big motocross fan, as you can tell, and yeah, so it came about a few years ago at the right time, and yeah, I managed to get one. I started it up once, I think, and never rode it. I do want to ride it, but it just looks cool there. It looks exactly the same as McGrath's machine back then, and I'll maybe do a video riding it one day when the weather's good. Don't want to get dirty. I forgot to even mention my first bike, a Honda QR50.
You'll have to send me the footage of it so I can put it in, because it's so lovely.
I'll put the footage in there.
That's a good smiley face.
With them.
And just, I don't know how I could just ride. Dad set off like walking behind me holding the seat, and I haven't got the footage, but he tells me the story from time to time, and says I was just shouting to him like, have you still got hold? And he was shouting, yeah. And then he let go, and I was just riding along and saying, have you still got hold? And he said, yeah, shouting that he did and he didn't, and then I realised he didn't, and was like, oh sweet, I can do this then. And just loved it so much every day since.
It's the first time he's been on, isn't it? I've sat on the back and... What?
I always wanted to be a motocross rider. Like, I grew up in off-road and motocross, and I think it's pretty much the turning point. So I was racing British Supercross, it was called at the time. It's now called Arena Cross, but it was British Supercross, and was racing British Nationals at the time. The first round of British Nationals, Sheffield Supercross, and I didn't even make the night show. I was in the qualifying races earlier in the day before the night show, and came up short on the finish line jump. My heel hit the ground, pushed up, shattered my tib and fib into like a lot of different pieces, and I like crawled off the track, and the guys on the side of the track helped me stand up. I tried to stand up and just like fell straight back down, and was like obviously full of adrenaline. You're like, doesn't hurt so bad. It obviously was sore, but kept trying to stand up on it as people were telling me to, and there was nothing there. And then anyway, took me into the medical room. My dad comes down, and they're like, can we take your boot off? We're gonna cut it off. I'm like, no, don't cut it off. They were like, new boots or something, don't cut the boots off, just pull it off. And they're like, oh, if your foot's broken, it'd be bad. I'm like, just pull it off, it'll be alright. And they pulled it off, and it wasn't so bad. It was a bit painful, but not like terrible. They're like, oh, if it didn't hurt that much, it can't be too bad. And they're like prodded around and poked to move my foot a little bit and moved my ankle around, and said, oh, tops at worst, you've just sprained it. I'm like, it feels weird though. And then they're like, nah, try and stand on it again, try and stand on it. So I tried to stand on it again, and was like, literally felt like there wasn't actually a leg there to stand on. I think they basically thought, what a wimp, like he's just playing up here, like can't handle a bit of sprained ankle. And I said to my dad then, I'm like, it's not right, I can't walk, like I can't like carry on. And he's like, oh right, okay, I'll load your bike up. And he called my mum and said, oh, he's making a fuss over his foot. They've told him there's nothing wrong with it at all, but he's making a fuss saying he can't stand on it. when it got x-rayed, and so I actually sat in a waiting room for like 3 hours, 4 hours or something, and finally got in there. By that time it was starting to hurt a little bit more. Got in to get x-rayed, and literally within like 5 minutes of getting the x-ray they came straight back out and they're like, you need surgery on your leg right now. It's like, imagine it dropping a vase. It's just shattered into lots and lots of pieces. 2 plates, 16 screws I think ended up going into my tib and fib to screw it back together. A few pins and stuff as well. And went in A&E, they said you need surgery right now, whether you have it in Sheffield Hospital now, in which case you'll have to stay in hospital like maybe at least a few days after. So if you're not from around here, you can drive to your local hospital and have it there instead. So we're like, that's a better idea. We'll go back to James Cook Hospital in Middlesbrough. At least then it's local for my parents, because I was only 15, 16 at the time, to come visit me in hospital. So then said, yeah, we'll do that. So they put a pot on my leg, give me some crutches, and me and my dad went back to Supercross for the to watch the night show, because he said, we've still got tickets, we've paid all that money, so we'll go back and watch. And they gave me some painkillers anyway, so it was sweet. Went back and watched the night show, had a great night, and then drove back to James Cook Hospital for my surgery. And the next day I think I ended up having it. So still all the metal work in there now, but we'll get it fixed one day. We're out here. Get out. You sit in my fridge, you drank my beer, get out.